Hey girl, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Erica. I'm a licensed esthetician turned content creator. I'm also in remote sales, which is what today's video is going to be about, as you already know. So today we are going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about how I ended up where I am now on my current offer as an appointment setter. And then we're also going to talk about the programs that I completed in order to get to where I am right now. So in terms of where I am now, I am an appointment setter. You can either be a setter or a closer on a remote high ticket offer. And I personally have been in both positions, and I found that I just prefer setting instead. I think it really depends on the offer you're on too, but the offer that I was on closing, it was very much an emotionally based offer, and it just was very taxing. And I just realized that I didn't really want to be on hour to sometimes 2 hour long phone calls digging that deeply into someone's pain. That's just me. Some people thrive, but again, that's just me. I prefer to have short phone calls with people, and it's so ironic because the job that I had before was also appointment setting before I went into the whole remote high ticket space, but it was so much more draining because there were like multiple different clinics that I was calling for, whereas this one is just one office, and it's just amazing. I love that cadence and that frequency. And there are a couple other things that I love as well, and I'll explain those here in a bit. In terms of like these offers, you're not really going to see them on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or other companies like that. You may see a couple of them, but not like the really, really good offers. You want to complete a remote high ticket course so that way you can ideally like get placed and have access to companies are posting their setting and closing positions onto that platform, and then you'll interview and go about it that way. Trainings that I've completed, I did She Sells with Shelby Sapp, and then I also did New World Sales with Audrey and Ella. Now, when I went through She Sells, I personally love Shelby. Love her content, love her energy. She's definitely a girl's girl. She's definitely like my vibe. Love it. And if you want like the short synopsis, check the description of this video because I do have on my TikTok where I'm comparing both programs that I did. But just so the people who haven't seen it, She Sells was 4 months long. You have to be in there are 4 tiers, I believe. So you have to be in every tier for 3 weeks. And so during that time, you're role playing with other students and you're learning that particular section of the call framework, how to conduct a remote sales call. And so I really liked it in that way because you really get that solid 3 weeks, that good chunk of time to really get down that particular section of the script, which is super helpful. It eliminates anyone trying to just like rush through it. At the end of the 4 months, then you will do a like graduation AI call, which after you pass that, then you have a real call with a human with one of their coaches to officially pass. So my only thing with that is when you are role playing with other students, it's kind of like the blind leading the blind. Like, yes, you'll have some other people in the program that have more experience than you, or you may have more experience than them. So sometimes it can just feel like you might be practicing the wrong things. And so in that way, I didn't really like it. But like the community in She Sells is amazing. It truly is awesome. And I loved being a part of it. I also really liked how like engaged everyone was and just how like get after it everyone was. I think that was amazing. Everyone was always down to role play. Everyone was just very engaged collectively. Like it was just really awesome. In She Sells, you are learning just how to sell She Sells. And I understand why, because when you are role playing, it just makes things easier, especially like when you are going to do your grad call. It just makes things easier that way to teach just one thing. So in terms of placement, right? Because like at the end of the day, that's why we're doing a program. It's to actually get placed so we can get on offers and start making money. Like that's the whole selling proposition, right? So when I was on one of Shelby's master classes, she really painted the placement portal as like this kind of like, you know, this like done for you thing where it's like super easy to get on offers and they're like lining up out the door to hire you. And I just personally found that that wasn't the case. Now, it could have been because I didn't wait long enough to get placed, because I know a select few, maybe like 5 people that had actually gotten on offers from the placement portal. That wasn't my experience. And after a month, you know, like really like, okay, well, I just spent the last 4 months of my life doing this, you know, like I may have gotten a little impatient. I'll put that on me. But also, when I tell you about what happened in the other experience, let's talk about New World Sales. Because I didn't get on an offer through She Sells, I decided that I was going to do New World Sales, because I was kind of floating both of them before I decided to go with She Sells. It came down for me to do New World Sales. The investment was the same. I know that She Sells has gone up. I'm not going to share the price or the investment, but it was definitely worth it. Like, I've already made my money back. So in terms of the setup for New World Sales, it's more self-paced. You don't have to be in a specific tier for a specific amount of time. So if you wanted to complete it in a month, you could, but really you want to make sure that you're getting the information really down solid. Like 2 or 3 months would be feasible and realistic. You actually get your calls reviewed. So you'll role play with students or your friends or family. You'll submit those calls, and then Ella will go through the entire call to give you feedback. I really love this because I don't want to spend hours and days and weeks practicing something over and over and over again. That's wrong. So the ability to get that feedback so quickly, you learn, you correct, and then you start to implement the new things. I think that that is just super helpful in really learning and mastering the skill. And there was like a little self-reflection essay. It could literally be a paragraph. It wasn't that deep. And then of course you'll have your graduation call as well. This is obviously also with a human. The thing I really do like about this program is that the frameworks are very open, meaning you can adapt them to any industry. It's more so like has you thinking more, not just like, okay, here are the questions, here was what I have to ask, here's my script. Like, it just allowed for a little bit more flexibility, so that way you don't get so hung up on the script, because that's what I learned when I did go on to my closing offers, that I was so dialed into the script that you're missing connecting with the person, because in your mind you're like, okay, what question is, what do I need to ask next? And it kind of messes you up from just like being genuinely curious about the other person and ultimately guiding the person where you need them to go and getting like extracting the most bits of helpful information. Now let's talk about the community in New World Sales. The girls are really nice. A lot of them, from my experience, are a little bit younger than the ones that I encountered in She Sells. Nothing against that, but I just found that it didn't feel like the best use of my time to role play with some of the younger girls, because they would just be like very much lay downs. Even if you kind of coach them into the type of prospect that you want them to be, it wasn't very helpful. Like, it wasn't very challenging. Like, when I'm somebody's prospect, I will usually be a little bit more difficult, even when I'm, I guess, calling it like giving back, now that I'm on offers and role playing as the prospect for other girls. I'll try to be a little bit more difficult, because I know what it's like to hear an actual prospect. And I find that some of the girls just came across a little bit discouraged, or a little bit like they didn't want to be challenged, which, hey, if you don't want to be challenged, totally okay. But at the end of the day, like, it's better to be challenged here and to know that these are like real things that are going to come up, than getting on an offer and things are nothing like what you've been role playing with lay down Lauren over there. You know what I mean? Well, in terms of the program that I would choose overall, I think it's very much apparent. That would be New World Sales, because at the end of the day, I'm here to get a job and they guarantee placement. And at first, like, after kind of low-key being burned, I was like, how are they going to guarantee placement? I even told my mom that I was like, okay, like, I did She Sells, but now I'm thinking about this. And she was like, don't do it, like this, that, and that. And another thing, like, do not take it, love my mom, but do not take advice from people who are not where you want to be. And so my mom is a boomer. She has no idea about remote high ticket sales, like no idea. So I was like, hear you, love you, but I like something about this, I just have to trust it. And if I lose out on the money, then I lose out on the money. So at the end of the day, got placed. They do guarantee placement, which is just, that's where I was going with this. It's hard to, like, how do you guarantee someone's going to get a job? This is kind of how it works. So after you graduate, then you will interview to be on a platform, which I talked about earlier, a platform where there are setters and closers. And then you will go on interviews, several interviews, usually like 3 or 4. First one's usually a screening, and then the second one's a group interview, and then the third one, if they want you, is a one-on-one, and then from there they'll choose who they want on the team. So that's the process if you go into the talent pool, which you'll get connected with through New World Sales. Also, you will, if they have like random offers, you know, which is how I got on my first offer, they were like, hey, so-and-so has an offer. If you want to get connected to interview, then let me know. So I reached out, got plugged in, went on that interview. It was one-on-one interview. The first one was just like a regular get to know you. Second one was like a role play. And then I got the position. So that was the offer that I was closing on. Now, the offer that I am currently setting on happened through the talent pool experience that I just mentioned. When I tell you God is so good, He is so good, because this offer that I'm currently on is already in the wheelhouse of the information I know, whether that's from remote appointment setting that I was doing in the past or from the in-person regenerative medicine chiro world that I was in person. One of the things why I didn't like closing is because, again, I told you I had to go so deep with people. I didn't like that. It was so emotionally draining. I prefer to have quick phone calls with people, boom, bam, bam, get them set, move on to the next one. Like that is just, it's perfect. And I didn't realize that I liked that so much until I had the experience of closing. So not only am I getting to work in my wheelhouse, my skill set, something I feel confident in, I'm also getting to not be so emotionally taxed. And then third, I'm getting paid the same amount that I was getting paid when I was technically a W-2, but I'm also getting commission based on every set that closes. So you tell me that I just set the person, the closer does all the heavy lifting, and then I still get only $100 less than what I would have gotten if I was closing. Like, that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. And on top of that, I am also getting paid on the schedule of a W-2, which is like the 1st and the 15th. So you mean to tell me that I get to, oh, and I also don't have a set schedule because you're 1099. So you mean to tell me that I get to create my own schedule, obviously within reason, right? Create my own schedule. People book on my calendar for these discovery calls, these usually 5, maybe 10-minute calls. I'm getting a base, and I'm getting commission on those closed sets. And I'm getting paid regularly every 2 weeks. Now I say that part because usually if you're 1099, then you're getting paid monthly. I'm sorry, what? Like, God is so good. I'm just saying all this to say, you may see W-2 roles as an appointment setter on Indeed, or maybe they're 1099. But like at the end of the day, you don't know if those are really good offers. So the fact that you can do remote high ticket sales closing program, be in a talent pool where these offers are vetted, they're good offers. There are so many more opportunities that you just don't even know because you're just not plugged into the right network that is going to allow you to have access to those other offers. I would have never found this offer laid out as specifically as I just laid it out for you on Indeed or on ZipRecruiter or anything like that. I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, being a setter, I'm going to make $15,000 a month or $20,000 a month because I'm being realistic. And I think that it's just really, I think some people don't really act with the most integrity in saying that, oh, you'll make $10,000 a month, especially in closing. Like, yes, it is possible, but as a new closer, I just don't foresee that. I would see like 5,000, maybe 6,000 as a new closer. And for me, like my OTE, my on target earnings is 6 to 8,000. So you mean to tell me I don't have to do any of the heavy lifting, but I can make the same amount as I would be making as a closer? And like for me, that's fine because I have other like side things that I'm doing. So this isn't my only source of income. But the fact that I can do this anywhere, honestly, like, and I don't have to get ready every day. With closing, I had to get ready every single day. My nervous system was so emotionally shot. I just realized I'm not wearing a bra today. The fact of being in survival mode where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm only on commission. Like, how am I going to make it? And for some people, that drive is so helpful. And like, okay, maybe I just don't have it in that way. I'll just be honest. But for me, like, I couldn't operate at my best knowing that like I don't have any money to pay my bills and I absolutely need this person to close. No matter how much I tried to not come from that place, that was always in the back of my mind. You know, like savings are dwindling like day by day. And if you don't and you just need to be in a completely different frame of mind in order to be okay with that. And maybe that just like wasn't for me. But also, like, I don't mind having a base and having commission. Like, I think that that's honestly just the best of both worlds. If you have any specific questions, make sure that you comment them down below. I will leave the link to join New World Sales if you want to jump on a call with one of their closers and just kind of see like what that framework looks like, and if the program is something that you want to do, that you jump in. Because like I said, I already made my money back. There are girls constantly DMing me talking about which program should I do, can you give me feedback, this, that, and that. And then I sadly don't get back to them until like literally like a year later because I just didn't see it. And I'm like, hey, did you jump in? No, I haven't chosen one yet. A whole year's gone by. Like, make a decision. Not making a decision is making a decision. But if you are tired of just like the mundane day to day, like the same hours, right now, I was like, hey, I really want to make this video. Like, I took a break from working because I can, like, and then after this, I'm probably going to go walk my dogs. I'm going to have a bite to eat. You know, I go to the gym. I don't have an alarm clock anymore unless I really want to have one. And it's great. Like, it's great. This is the perfect job. And just God is so good. And I just have the passion to make this right now because like if you look like me, like I come from like government assisted housing. My mom raised me on food stamps. She was a great mom. She worked 2 and 3 jobs. Like she raised me as a single mom. My dad was super abusive in my early adult life, so they got divorced. And like she just grinded so hard, did whatever she could like to raise me, and I love her and I applaud her so much. And so for me, it was so hard for me to think that I could be making money online. Like I didn't have to be in a specific place to go to every day to clock in to earn an income. And now that I have income coming in from like brand deals and like partnerships and stuff, that's still something that's new. So it's like, oh my gosh, that's exciting. But like the fact that it's even happening, like it is possible. And I will say this, when I decided to trust God and to give up a big sin that I was dealing with because I was struggling with fear, that's when God opened the door. That's when he got me these brand deals, these partnerships, this opportunity with like only God. But you have to trust him to know that like nothing in this world is your source. This offer is not my source. Like I said, these brand deals, partnerships, not my source. At the end of the day, the Lord Jesus Christ is my source. And I will trust him no matter what. We've got to let go of the fear. Like it's just, there's so many blessings waiting on the other side of you just relinquishing the fear, because it will work out. It will work out. It absolutely will. And I'm a testament to that. And if you've ever thought that you can't do it, because because you come from a certain place, or you're a different skin color, or you just didn't know that it was available. I'm here to tell you it's available, and it's real, and it's happening, and you just have to take a chance on yourself. This video is getting really long. Again, let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I love you so much. I'll talk to you later.